goes.
The what now?
Oh, white lives don't fucking matter.
No, I didn't. Not now. I'll tell you when.
Well, you're streaming.
No. Okay. Well, maybe I am.
Oh,
It didn't seem that way from my end.
Oh, I added like 2 scenes, and the best one I added is that Gabby Gilbride's character is a reverse mermaid while talking to Lennox's character, who is dressed up as Lord Licorice from Candyland.
Incredible.
And that's the night they fall in love.
Okay, and then I will also. No, that's not what I wanted.
I look like a clown. Wow.
And now the webinar is live, so people can come into Zoom.
Ooh, come into my Zoom.
We already got Katie Glasser. Oh, shit. Shouldn't say their fucking names because it's going to be on the internet. I'm so sorry, Kate. But
you know, Beth
yeah.
shows up. Wait, is Beth teaching theater history this quarter?
Yeah, Beth is not going to show up. Are you kidding me? If Beth shows up, I will close the webinar and we will not do it.
No, she'll be so proud to see me as Miss Kill Ya Kids.
I mean, she would, but I don't want her to know the extent of the train wreck that this is.
Okay, so the title of this play apparently is The Medea, and hear me out. A production of it called The Medea, and it's Megan Thee Stallion as Medea.
Did you see? You know, I don't care if people on the YouTube see this later. Her performance on SNL was incredible,
phenomenal. She did not.
Oh, and I'm saying so good.
She did not need to be like, our black men's lives are in trouble and you need them, because there are so many countless black men who do not care if a black woman dies. And she fucking said it. And I'm so fucking in love with Megan Thee Stallion. She's gorgeous. She's talented. She's the motherfucking fully realized Avatar at this point. Because she started off as a firebender. What? Oh, is that so people can read along?
Yeah. Maybe save the Megan Thee Stallion monologue for the end.
Yeah.
Allow people to. Yeah. Okay, Peyton. I see your. For
Thanks,
those
Boomer.
watching later, we will start reading soon. So you know. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. So, welcome. We're reading the Medea by Euripedes. Not sorry for that. The link is down there. We're reading from the Project Gutenberg version of. It's called the Medea of Euripides on Project Gutenberg. If you want to read along. We have our ensemble here. If you want to go around to introduce yourself, Peyton, you start.
Hi, I'm Peyton, and I'll be reading for the nurse and for the children and for. Nope, that was something. For the nurse, for the children, and for the attendant, and maybe at some point some extra characters. We'll figure it out.
I was just saying, like, it seemed like the way you introduced yourself, it sounded like what was coming next is, and you're watching Disney Channel.
And you're watching Medea.
I'll go next. I'm Boomer, and you're watching Disney Channel. But also I'll be reading Creon and A Messenger and Assorted. So next, Thea, hit us with it.
My name's Thea. I'll be reading for Jason. That's about it.
Nice. Right to the point. That's what we like to see. Miss Nami, Miss Tsunami.
I'm Tsunami Meadows, and I'll be reading for the Medea, Killer of the Kids. And you're watching Not So Staged Readings in partnership with House of Hazard.
That's not okay.
If I'm here, it's in partnership, girl.
Okay, all right, you're right. Go, Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. You're reading for Aegis and the Chorus of Women. Thank you.
Eggus.
I think it's egg because that's like if you had egg on, that's how you'd spell it too.
Right, but like he's gonna be like really high in cholesterol then.
Are
What,
you
you
making fun of
Eggus?
his name? Boomer?
Eggus. His name is Eggus. You know, that's fine. That's fine.
That's his name. So please.
Okay. All right. His name is Eggus. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So let's start reading.
People
Yeah.
are actually watching this.
That's true.
This is some people's last time.
Oh wait, no. I forgot to say. Also, we gotta pay the piper being Zoom. So please Venmo us 25 cents. That's all we're asking. 25 cents. That seems reasonable for what's about to happen.
Just tip me.
Yeah, and tip Tsunami Meadows, whatever you feel like. But NSSR -hyphen 2020. 25 cents, please and thank you. Okay, all right, Medea. I'll go ahead and read stage directions. Medea. The scene represents the front of Medea's house in Corinth. A road to the right leads towards the royal castle, one on the left to the harbor. The nurse is discovered alone.
Would God no Argo ever had winged the seas to Cloquius for the blue Cyclades, no shaft of riven pine of Pelion's glen shaped that first oar blade in the hands of men valiant who won to save King Peleus' vow. The fleece of all golden, never then I trow, mine own princess, her spirit wounded sore with love of Jason, to the encastled shore had sailed the of old Iolcos, never wrought the daughters of King Peleus, knowing not to steal their father's life, nor fled in fear, hunted for the fierce sin to Corinth here with Jason and her babes. This folk at need stood friend to her, and she and word and deed served always Jason. Surely this doth bind through all ill days the hurts of humankind, when man and woman in one music move. But now the world is angry, and true love, sick as with poison, Jathan doth forsake my mistress and his own 2 sons, to make his couch in a king's chamber. He must wed with this Creon's child, who now is head of the chief of Corinth. Wherefore, sore betrayed, Medea calleth up the oath they made, they too, and wakes the clasped hands again, the troth surpassing speech, and cries amain on God and heaven to mark the end, and how Jason hath paid his debt. All fasting now, and cold her body yielded up to pain, her day a waste of weeping she hath lain. Since first she knew that he was false, her eyes are not lifted not, and all her visage lies in the dust. If friends will speak, she hears no more than some dead rock or wave that beats the shore. Only the white throat in a sudden shame may writhe, and all alone she moans the name of father and land and home. Forsook that day for this man's sake, who casteth her away, not to be quite shut out from her home. Alas, she knoweth not how rare a thing that was. Methinks she hath a dread, not joy, to see her children near. 'Tis this that maketh me most tremble, lest she do I know not what. Her heart is no light thing, and useth not to brook much wrong. I know that woman, and dread her. Will she creep alone to die, bleeding in that old room, where still is laid Lord Jason's bed? She hath for that a blade made keen, or slay the bridge-room and the king, and win herself God knows what direr thing. 'Tis a spell spirit. Few, I ween, shall stir her hate unscathed, or lightly humble her. Ha! 'Tis the children from their games again, rested and gay, and all their mother's pain forgotten. Young lives ever turn from gloom.
Thou thinkest, thou ancient children of my lady's room, What makest here before the gates alone? And always turning on the lips some moan, oh mischances. Will our mistress be content this long time to be left by thee?
Grey guard of Jason's children, a good thrall hath his own grief if any hurt befall his masters. Aye, it holds one's heart, meseems. I have strayed out so deep in evil's dreams. I long to rest me here alone and cry Medea's wrongs to this still earth and sky.
How? Are the tears yet running in her eyes?
'Twere good to be like thee. Her sorrow lies scarce wakened yet, not half at perils wrought.
Mad spirit, if a man may speak his thought of master mad, and nothing in her ears hath sounded yet of her last cause for tears.
What causes? What cause, old man? Nay, grudge me not one word.
'Tis nothing. Best forget what thou hast heard.
Nay, housemate, by thy beard, hold it not hid from me. I will keep silence and thou bid.
I heard an old man talking, where he sate at draughts in the sun, beside the fountain gate, and never thought of me there standing still beside him. And he said, 'Twas Creon's will, being lord of all this land, and she be sent, and with her 2 sons to banishment. Maybe 'tis all false. For myself I know no further, and I would it were not so.
Jason will never bear it. His own sons banished, however not his anger runs against their mother.
Old love burneth low when new love wakes, men say. He is not now husband nor father here for any kin.
But this is ruin! New waves breaking in to wreck us ere we are righted from the old.
Well, hold thy peace. Our mistress will be told all in good time. Speak thou no word whereof.
My babes, what think ye of your father's love? God cursed him not. He is my master still, but oh, to them that loved him, 'tis all ill friend.
And what a man on earth is different? How? Hast thou lived all these years and learned but now that every man more loveth his own head than others' man's? He dreameth of the bed of the new bride, and thinks not of his sons.
Go, run into the house, my little ones. All will end happily. Keep them apart. Let not their mother meet them while her heart is darkened. Yesternight I saw flames stand in her eyes as though she hated them, and would I know not what? For sure her wrath will never turn nor slumber till she hath. Go! And if some must suffer, may it be not we who love her, but some enemy.
Oh, shame and pain, oh, woe is me. Would I could die in my misery.
Oh, children, hark! She moves again, her frozen heart, her sleeping wrath and quick, and never cross her path nor rouse the dark eye in its pain. That fell sea spirit in the dire spring of a will untaught, unbowed. Quick, how? Methinks this weeping cloud hath in its heart some thunder fire, slow gathering that must flash ere long. I know not how, for ill or well it turns this uncontrollable tempestuous spirit blind with wrong.
Have I not suffered? Doth it call no tears? Yea, beside the wall, unfathered children, God hate you as I am hated, and him too. That gat you and this house and all.
For pity! What have they to do, babes, with their father's sin? Why call thy cursed on these? Ah, children, all these days my bosom bleeds for you. Rude are the wills of princes, yea, prevailing always, seldom crossed on fitful winds of their moods are tossed. 'Tis best men tread the equal way. Aye, not with glory, but with peace, may this long summer find me crowned. For greatness, for gentleness, her very sound is magic in her usages. all wholesome, but the fiercely great hath laid music on his road, and falleth when the hand of God shall move, most deep and desolate. Enter leader.
Emily, I think that's you. It's the
Oh.
leader of the chorus, so that's you.
Oh, okay. I heard a voice and a moan, a voice of the eastern seas. Hath she found not yet her ease? Speak, O aged one, for I stood afar at the gate, and there came from within a cry and wailing desolate. Ah, no more joy have I, for the griefs this house doth see, and the love it hath wrought in me.
There is no house, 'tis gone. The Lord seeketh a prouder bed, and she wastes in her chamber. Not one word will hear or care of her charity.
Oh,
Hear of
oh, earth, oh, light! Will the fire not stab my brain? What profit the living? Oh, shall I not lift the slow yoke and let life go as a beast out in the night to lie and be rid of pain?
O Zeus, O earth, O light, the cry of a bride forlorn heard ye, and wailing born of lost delight. Why weariest thou this day, wild heart, for the bed abhorred, the cold bed in the clay? Death cometh, though no man pray, ungarlanded, unadored. Call him not thou. If another's arms be now where thine have been, on his head be the sin, rend not thy brow. All that thou sufferest, God seeth, oh, not so sore, waste nor weep for the breast that was thine of yore.
Virgin of righteousness, virgin of hallowed troth, ye marked me when with an oath I bound him. Mark no less that oath's end. Give me to see him and his bride who sought my grief when I wronged her not, broken in misery and all her house. Oh, God! My mother's home and the dim shore that I have left for him and the voice of my brother's blood.
Oh, wild words! Did ye hear her cry? To them that guards man's faith forsworn, Themis and Zeus, this wrath newborn shall make mad workings ere it die.
Would she but come to seek our faces that love her so well, and take to her heart the spell of words that speak? Alas, for the heavy hate and anger that burneth ever, would it but now abate? Ah, God, I love her yet, and surely my love's endeavor shall fail not here. Go from that chamber drear forth to the day, lead her and say, oh, say that we love her dear. Go, lest her hand be hard on the innocent. Ah, let it be, for her grief moves hitherward like an angry sea.
That will I, though what words of mine or love shall move her. Let them lie with this old lost labors. Yet her eye, know ye the eyes of the wild kine, the lion flash that guards their brood? So looks she not, so looks she now, if any thrall speak comfort or draw near at all my mistress in her evil mood.
Alas, the bold blithe bards of old that all for joy their music made, for feasts and dancing manifold, that life might listen and be glad. But oh, the darkness and the wrong, quick deaths and dim heart aching things. Would no man ease them with a song or music of 1,000 strings? Then song had served us in our need. What profit are banquets swell that linger and cry, that none may heed? The feast hath filled them, all is well. I heard a song, but it comes no more, where the tears ran over, a keen cry, but tired, a woman's cry for her heart's desired, for a traitor's kiss in a lost lover, but a prayer, methinks, yet riseth sore to God, to faith, God's ancient daughter, the faith that over sundering sea drew her to Hellas, and the breeze of midnight shivered, and the door closed of salt unsounded water.
Women of Corinth, I come to show my face, lest ye despise me. I know some heads stand high and fail not even at night alone, far less like this in all men's sight. And we, who study not our wayfarings, but feel and cry, oh, we are drifting things and evil. For what truth is in men's eyes, which search no heart, but in a flash despise a strange face, shuddering back from one that ne'er hath wronged them? Sure, far comers, anywhere, I know must bow them and be gentle, nay, a Greek himself men praise not, who allow alway should seek his own will, reckoning not. But I, this thing undreamed of, sudden from on high, hath sapped my soul. I dazzle where I stand, the cup of all life, shattered in my hand, longing to die. Oh, friends, he, even he, whom to know well was all the world to me, the man I loved hath proved most evil. Of all things upon earth that bleed and grow, herb most bruised is woman. We must pay our store of gold, hoarded for that one day, to buy us some man's love. And lo, they bring a master of our flesh? There comes the sting of the whole shame. And then the jeopardy. For good or ill, what shall that master be? Reject she cannot. And if he but stays his suit, 'tis shame on all the women's days, so thrown amid new laws, new places. Why? 'Tis magic she must have, or prophecy. Home never taught her that. How best to guide toward peace the thing that sleepeth at her side, and she who, laboring long, shall find some way whereby her Lord may bear with her, not fray his yoke too fiercely, blessed in the breath that woman draws. Else, let her pray for death. Her Lord, if he be wearied of the face within doors, gets him forth some merrier place, will ease his heart. But she waits on, her whole vision enchained on a single soul, and then, forsooth, 'tis they that the face that call of war, while we sit sheltered, hid from all peril, false mocking. Sooner would I stand 3 times to face their battles, shield in hand, than bear one child. But peace. There cannot be ever the same tale told of thee and me. Thou hast this city and thy father's home, and joy of friends, and hope in days to come. But I, being cityless, am cast aside by him that wedded me. A savage bride, one in far seas and loft, no mothers near. No brother, not one kinsman anywhere for harbor in this storm. Therefore of thee, I ask one thing. If chance yet ope to me some path, if even now my hand can win strength to requite this Jason for his sin, betray me not. Oh, in all things but this, I know how full of fears a woman is, and faint at need, and shrinking from the light of battle. But once spoil her of her right in man's love and their moves, I warn thee well, no bloodier spirit between heaven and hell.
I will betray thee not. It is but just thou smite me, and that weeping in the dust and stormy tears. How should I blame them? Stay. 'Tis Creon, lord of Corinth, makes his way hither and bears, methinks, some word of weight.
Enter from the right Creon, the king, with armed attendants. Thou woman, sullen-eyed and hot with hate, against thy lord Medea, I here command that thou and thy children from this land go forth to banishment. Make no delay, seeing ourselves, the king, are come this day, to see our charge fulfilled. Nor shall again look homeward ere we have led thy children, twain and thee, beyond our realm's last boundary.
Lost. Mine haters at the helm with sail flung free, pursuing. And for us no beach nor shore in the endless waters. Yet though stricken sore, I still will ask thee, for what crime, what thing unlawful wilt thou cast me out, O king?
What crime? I fear thee, woman. Little need to cloak my reasons, lest thou work some deed of darkness on my child. And in that fear, reasons enough have part. Thou comest here a wise woman confessed, and full of lore in unknown ways of evil. Thou art sore in heart, being parted from thy lover's arms, and more, thou hast made menace, so the alarms but now have reached mine ear on bride and groom, and him who gave the bride to work thy doom of vengeance, which, ere it be too late, I sweep aside. I choose to earn thy hate of set will now, not palter with the mood of mercy, and hereafter weep in blood.
'Tis not the first nor second time, O king, that fame hath hurt me and come nigh to bring my ruin. How can any man whose eyes are wholesome seek to rear his child wise beyond men's wont? Much helplessness and arts of common life, and in their townsmen's hearts envy deep set. So much their learning brings. Come unto fools with knowledge of new things, they deem it vanity, not knowledge. Aye, and men that erst of wisdom were held high. Feel thee a thorn to fret them privily, held highly than they. So hath it been with me, a wise woman I am, and for that sin to divers ill names men's would pen me in. A seat of strife, an eastern dreamer, one of brand not theirs, one hard to play upon. Ah, I am not so wondrous wise, and now to thee I am terrible. What fearest thou? What dire deed? Do I tread so proud a path? Fear me not thou, that I should brave the wrath of princes. What have thou ever done to wrong me? Granted thine own child to own to one whom thy soul chase? Ah, him out of my heart I hate, but thou, meseems, hast done thy part not ill, and for thine house's happiness I hold no grudge. Go, marry, and God bless your issues. Only suffer me to rest somewhere within this land. Though sore oppressed, I will be still, knowing mine own defeat.
Thy words be gentle, but I fear me yet, lest even now there creeps some wickedness deep hid within thee. And for that, the less I trust thee now than ere these words began. A woman quicker wrath, aye, or a man, is easier watching than the cold and still. Up, straight, and find thy road. Mock not my will with words. This dome is past beyond our recall. For all thy craft shall help thee, being withal my manifest foe to linger at my side.
Oh, by thy knees! By that new wedded bride!
Oh, 'tis waste of words. Thou shalt not weaken me.
Wilt hunt me? Spurn me when I kneel to thee?
'Tis mine own house that kneels to me, not thou.
Home, my lost home, how I desire thee now!
And I mine, and my child beyond all things.
Oh, loves of man, what curses on your wings!
Blessed or cursed, 'tis as their chances flow.
Remember Zeus, the cause of all this woe?
Oh, rid me of my pains. Up, get thee gone.
What would I with thy pains? I have mine own.
Up, or for God, my soldiers here shall fling.
Not that, not that. I do but pray, O king.
Thou wilt not. I must face the harsher task.
I accept mine exile. 'Tis not that I ask.
Why then so wild? Why clinging to mine hand?
For one day only leave me in thy land at peace to find some counsel ere the strain of exile fall, some comfort of these twain mine innocence. Since others take no thought, it seems to save the babe that they begot. Ah, thou wilt pity them. Thou also art a father. Thou hast somewhere still a heart that feels. I reck not of myself, 'tis they that break me, fall upon so dire a day.
Mine is no tyrant's mood. I many a time ere this my tenderness hath marred the chime of wisest counsels. And I know that now I do mere folly. But so be it. Thou shalt have this grace. But this I warn thee clear. If once the morrow's sunlight find thee here within my borders, thee or child of thine, thou diest. Of this judgment not a line shall waver nor abate. So linger on if thou needs must, till the next risen sun. No further. In one day, there scarce can be those perils wrought, whose dread yet haunteth me. Exit Creon with his suit.
Oh, women, women of sorrow, where wilt thou turn and flee? What town shall be thine tomorrow? What land of all the lands that be? What door of a strange man's home? Yea, God hath haunted thee, Medea, forth to the foam of a trackless sea.
Defeat on every side. What else? But oh, not here. The end is, think it not. I know, for bride and groom, one battle yet untried, and goodly pains for him that gave the bride. Dost dream I would have groveled to this man, save that I won mine end, and shaped my plan for merry deeds? My lips had never deigned speak word with him, my flesh never been stained with touching. Fool, oh, triple fool! It lay so plain for him to kill my whole essay by exile swift, and lo, he sets me free. This one long day, wherein mine haters three shall lie there dead, the father, and the bride, and husband, mine, not hers. Oh, I have tried so many thoughts of murder to my turn. I know not which best likes me. Shall I burn their house with fire, or stealing past unseen to Jason's bed? I have a blade made keen for that. Stab, breast to breast, that wedded pair, good. But for one thing, when I am taken there and killed, they will laugh out loud who hate me. Nay, I love the old way best, the simple way of poison, where we two are strong as men. Ah, me! And they being dead, what place shall hold me then? What friend shall rise with land inviolate and trusty doors to shelter from their hate this flesh? None! Anywhere! A little more it needs must wait, and if there ope some door of refuge, some strong tower to shield me good in craft and darkness, I will hunt this blood. Else, if mine hour be come and no hope nigh, then sword in hand, full-willed and sure to die, I yet will live to slay them. I will wend men like their road of daring to the end. So help me, she who of all gods hath been the best to me of all my chosen queen and helpmate Hecate, who dwells apart, and the flame of flame in my fire's inmost heart. For all their strength, they shall not stab my soul, and laughed hereafter, dark and full of dull, their bridal feast shall be most dark the day they joined their hands and hunted me away. Awake now, Medea! What so plot? That house so cunning? Strive and falter not, on to the peril point. Now comes the strain of daring. Shall they trample thee again? How? And with Hela laughing o'er thy fall, while this thief's daughter weds, and weds withal Jason. A true king was thy father, yeah, and born of the ancient sun. Thou knowest the way, and God hath made thee woman. Things most vain for me, thou wanderest in the paths of pain.
Medea goes into the house.
Back streams the wave on the ever-running river. Life is changed, and the laws of it are trod. Man shall be the slave, the affrighted, the low liver. Man hath forgotten God. And ye women shall be terrible in the story. The tales to meath shall be the other than of yore. For fear there is that cometh of woman and a glory, and the hard-hating voices shall encompass her no more. The old bards shall cease, and their memory that lingers of frail braids and faithless shall be shrivelled as with fur for they loved us not nor knew us, and our lips were dumb, our fingers could wake not the secret of the lyre. Else, O God, the singer, I had sung amid their ages a long tale of men and his deeds for good and ill. But the old world knoweth 'tis the speech of all his ages. Man's wrong and ours he knoweth and is still. Forth from thy father's home thou camest, O heart of fire, to the dark blue rocks, to the clashing foam, to the seas of thy desire, till the dark blue bar was crossed, and lo, by an alien river, standing thy lover lost, void-armed forever. Forth yet again, O lowest of landless women, a ranger of desolate ways, thou goest from the walls of the stranger. And the great oath waxeth weak, and Ruth, as the thing outstriven, is fled from the shores of the Greek, away on the winds of heaven. Dark is the house afar, where an old king called thee daughter. Oh, that was once thy star in stormy weather. water. Dark and low in the nearer house that was sworn to love thee, another queenlier, dearer, is throned above thee. Enter from right, Jason.
Often have I seen in other days how a dark temper maketh malady. No friend can heal. 'Twas easy to have kept both land and home. It seemed but to accept unstrivingly the pleasure of our lords. But though for mere delight in stormy words, wilt lose all. Now thy speech provokes not me. Rail on. Of all mankind, let Jason be most evil. None shall check thee. But for these dark threats cast out against the majesties of Corinth, count as various gain thy path of exile. I myself, when princely wrath was hot against thee, strove with all goodwill to appease the wrath, and wished to keep thee still beside me. But thy mouth would never stay from vanity, blaspheming night and day our masters. Therefore thou shalt fly the land. Yet, though I will not hold my hand from succoring mine own people, here I am to help thee, woman, pondering heedfully thy new state, for I would not have thee flung provisionless away. Ay, and the young children as well, nor lacking aught that will of mine can bring thee. Many a lesser ill hangs on the heels of exile. Ay, and though thou hate me, dream not that my heart can know or fashion aught of angry will to thee.
Evil! Most evil! Since thou grantest me that comfort, and the worst weapon left me now, to smite a coward. Yeah. Thou comest to me, thou, mine enemy. Turning to the chorus. Oh, say, how call ye this? To face and smile the comrade whom his kiss betrayed? Scorn? Insult? Courage? None of these. 'Tis but of all man's inward sickness, the vilest, that he knoweth not a shame, nor pity, yet I praise him that he came. To me it shall bring comfort, once to clear my heart on thee, and thou shalt wince to hear. I begin with that. Twixt me and thee, that first befall, I saved thee. I saved thee. Let thine own Greeks be witness. Every one that sailed on Argo saved thee. Sent alone to yoke with yokes the bulls of fiery breath, and so that acre of the lords of death, and mine own ancient serpent who did keep the golden fleece, the eyes that knew not sleep, and shining coils, him also did I smite dead for thy sake, and lifted up the light that bade thee live, myself uncounseled, stole forth from father and from home, and fled where dark underbelly lies. With thee, O single-hearted more than wise, I murdered Peleus, yeah, in agony, by his own daughter's hands. For sake of thee I swept their house like war, and hast thou then accepted all, oh, evil yet again, and cast me off and taken thee for bride, another, and with children at thy side? Oh, one could forgive a childless man, but no, I have borne thee children. Is sworn faith so low and weak a thing? I understand it not. Are the old gods dead? Are the old laws forgot, and new laws made? Sense not my passioning, but thine own heart doth cry thee for a thing forsworn. She catches sight of her own hand, which she has thrown out to denounce him. Poor right hand of mine, whom he did cling to, and these knees so cravingly. We are unclean. Thou and I, we have caught the stain of bad men's flesh and dreamed our dreams in vain. thou comest to befriend me? Give me then thy counsel? 'Tis not that I dream again for good from thee, but questioned. Wilt thou show the viller? Say now, whither shall I go? Back to my father. Him I did betray, and all his land when we two fled away to those poor Pelian maids. For them 'twere good to take me in, who spilled their father's blood. Aye. So my life stands. There were at home who loved me well. To them I am become a curse. And the first friends who sheltered me, whom I most should have spared to pleasure thee, I have turned to foes. Oh, therefore hast thou laid my crown upon me, lest of many a maid in Hellas, now I have won what all did crave, thee, the world-wondered lover, and the brave, whose this day looks and sees me banished, thrown away with these two babes, all alone. Oh, merry mocking when the lamps are red. Where goes the bridegroom's beg to bake them bread in exile, and the woman who gave them all to save him? Oh, great God, shall gold with all bear thy clear mark to sift the base and fine, and o'er man's living visage runs no sign to show the lie within, ere all too late.
Far and beyond all healing is the hate when hearts that loved are turned to enmity.
In speech at least me seemeth, I must be not evil, but as some old pilot goes, furled in his sail's last edge, when danger blows to fury, run before the wind and swell, women fly loud storms. Must I tell my tale? See, thou wilt build so wondrous high thy deeds of service. To all my crew in quest I know but one Savior, gods, or more mortals, one alone, Cyprian. Oh, thou hast brain and wit, yet underneath, nay, all the tale of it were graceless telling. How sheer love, a fire of poison shafts, compelled thee with desire to save me, but enough, I will not score that count too close. 'Twas good help, and therefore I give thee thanks. Howe'er the help was wrought, howbeit in my deliverance thou hast got far more than given. A good Greek land hath in thy lasting home, not Barbary, thou hast seen our ordered life and justice and long, still grasp of law, not changing with withdraw, strong man's pleasure. Then all Hellas far and near hath learned thy wisdom, and in every ear thy fame is. Had thy days run by unseen on that last edge of the world, where then had been the story of great Medea, thou and I, what worth to us were treasures, the high and rich king's rooms. What worth a voice of gold more sweet than ever rained from Orpheus old, unless our deeds have glory. Speak I so, touching the quest I wrought. Thyself did throw the challenge down next for thy cavilling of wrath at mine alliance with the king. Here thou shalt see I both was wise and free from touch of passion, and a friend to thee most potent in my children. Nay, be still. When first I stood in Corinth, clogged with ill, from many a desperate mischance, what bliss could I that day have dreamed of, like to this, to wed with a king's daughter I exiled and beguarded, not what makes thy passion wild, from loathing of thy bed, not overfraught with love for this new bride, not that I sought to build mine house with offspring. 'Tis enough what thou hast borne, I make no word thereof, but first and greatest what we all might well, a fair house and what not, knowing well that poor men have no friends, but far and near, cunning and silence, Next I sought to rear our sons and nurture worthy of my race, and raising brethren to them in one place join both my houses and be all from now prince-like and happy. What more need hast thou of children? And for me it serves my star to link and strengthen children that now are with those that shall be. Have I consoled the ill? Not thine own self would say it. Couldst thou still one hour thy jealous flesh? 'Tis ever so. Who looks for more in women? When the flow of love runs plain, why, all the world is fair. But once there falls some ill chance anywhere to balk that thirst, down in swift hate are trod men dearest, aims, and noblest. Would to God we mortals by some other seed could raise our fruits, and no blind women block our ways. Then had there been no curse to wreck mankind.
Lord Jason, very subtly hast thou twined thy speech, but yet thou art athwart thy will I speak. This is not will thou dost, but ill, betraying her who loved thee and was true.
Surely I have my thoughts, and not a few have held me strange. To me it seemeth, when a crafty tongue is given to evil men, 'tis like it wreck, not help them. Their own brain tempts them with lies to dare and dare again, till no man hath enough of subtlety as thou. Be not so seeming fair to me, nor deft of speech. One word will make thee fall, wert thou not false. 'Twas thine to tell me all, and charge me help thy marriage path as I did love thee, not befool me with a lie.
An easy task had that been, I and thou a loving aid, who canst not even now still that loud heart that surges like the tide.
That moved thee not, thine old barbarian bride, the dog out of the east who loved thee sore. She grew great-haired, she served thy pride no more.
Now understand for once, the girl to me is nothing in this web of sovereignty I hold. I do but seek to save even yet thee, and for brethren to our sons beget, young kings to prosper all our lives again.
God shelter me from prosperous days of pain and wealth that maketh wounds about my heart.
Wilt change that prayer and choose a wiser part. Pray not to hold true sense for pain, nor rate thyself unhappy, being too fortunate.
I, mock me, thou hast where to lay thine head, but I go naked mine exile.
Thine, tread? Tread thine own path, thou hast made it all to be.
How? By seducing and forsaken thee?
By those vile curses on the royal halls let loose.
On thy house also a chance failed. I am a living curse.
Oh, peace. Enough of these vain wars, I will not more thereof. If thou wilt take from all that I possess aid for these babes in thine own helplessness of exile, speak thy binding. Here I stand full-willed to succor thee with stintless hand and send my to old friends that dwell on foreign shores, who will entreat thee well. Refuse, and thou shalt do a deed most vain. But cast thy rage away, and thou shalt gain much and lose little for thine anger's sake.
I will not seek thy friends, I will not take thy givings. Give them not fruits of a stem unholy, bring no blessing after them.
Now God in heaven will be witness. All my heart is willing in all ways to do its part for thee and thy babes. But nothing good can please thee in sheer savageness of mood. Thou drivest from thee every friend. Wherefore I warrant thee thy pain shall be the more.
Go. Thou art weary for the new delight. Thou wooest so long, tarrying out of sight. of her sweet chamber. Go, fulfill thy pride, O bridegroom, for it may be such a bride shall wait thee. Yeah, God heareth me in this, as thine own heart shall sicken ere it kiss.
Alas, the love that falleth like a flood, strong-winged and transitory, why praise ye him? What beareth of good to man or glory? Yet love there is that moves in gentleness, heart-filling, sweetest of all powers that bless. Lose not on me, O holder of man's heart, thy golden quiver, nor steep in poison of desire, the dart that heals not ever, the pent hate of the word of cavaleth, the strife that hath no fill, where once was fondness, and the mad heart's breath, for strange love panting still. O Cyprian, cast me not on these, but sift, keen-eyed of love, the good and evil gift. Make innocence my friend, God's fairest star, ye, and abate not the rare sweet beat of bosoms without war, that love and not hate. Home of my heart, land of my own, cast me not, knave of pity, out on my ways, helpless, alone, where the feet fail and the mire and stone, a woman without a city. Oh, not that. Better the end, the green grave, cover me rather. If a break must come in the days I know, and the skies be changed, and the earth below, for the weariest road that man may wend is forth from the home of his father. Lord, we have seen 'tis not a song sung nor learned of another. For whom hast thou in thy rest wrong for comfort? Never a city strong to hide thee, never a brother. Oh, but the man cursed he be he, cursed beyond recover, who openeth shattering seal by seal a friend's clean heart when turns his heel. Deaf unto love, never in me, friend shall he know, nor lover. Have joy, Medea, 'tis the homeliest word that old friends can greet with, and the best.
Oh, come on joy too, Aegeus, gentle king of Athens, but whence thou comest, thou journeying?
From Delphine, now and the olden caverns stare.
When earth hearts speaks in song, what mattest thou there?
Prayed heaven for children, the same search alway.
Children, ah, God, a childless to this day.
So God hath willed, childless and desolate.
What word did Phoebus speak to change thy fate?
Riddles, too hard for mortal man to read.
Which I may hear?
Assuredly, they need a rare wit.
How said he?
Not to spill life's wine, nor seek for more.
Until
I tread the hearthstone of my sires of yore.
And what should bring thee here by Creon's shore?
One piteous know'st thou, high lord of Trozen.
I, Pelops' son, a man most pure of sin.
Him I would ask, touching Apollo's will.
Much use in God's way hath he, and much skill.
And long years back, he was my battle friend, the truest e'er man had.
Well, may God send, God hap to thee, and grant all thy desire.
But thou, thy frame is wasted, and thy fire dead in thine eyes.
I guess my husband is the falsest man in the world.
What word is this? Say clearly what thus makes thy visage dim.
He is false to me. Show all that I may see.
What hath he done? Show all that I may see.
Hand him a wife set over me, to rule his house.
He hath not dared to do, Jason, a thing so shameful.
Aye, 'tis true. And those he loved of yore have no place now.
Some passion sweepeth him, or is it thou he turns from?
Passion to betray his dearest.
Shame be his, so fallen away from honor.
Passion to be near a throne, a king's heir.
How? Who gives this bride? Say on.
Oh, Creon, who o'er all Corinth standeth chief.
Woman, thou hast indeed much cause for grief.
'Tis ruin, and they have cast me out as well.
Who? 'Tis a new wrong this and terrible.
Creon the king, from every land and shore.
And Jason suffers him. Oh, 'tis too sore.
He loveth to bear bravely ills like these. But I guess by thy beard, oh, by thy knees, I pray thee, and I give me for thine own. Thy supplieth, pity me. Oh, pity one so miserable, thou never wilt stand there and see me cast out friendless to despair. Give me a home in Athens by the fire of thine own hearth. Oh, so may thy desire of child be fulfilled of God, and thou die happy. Thou canst know not even now. Thy prize is won. I will make of thee a childless man no more. The seed shall be, I swear it sown. Such magic's herbs I own.
Woman, indeed my heart goes forth to show this help to thee. First for religion's sake, then for thy promised hope, to heal my ache of childlessness. 'Tis hath made mine whole life as a shadow, and starved out my soul. But this, it stands with me. Once make thy way to Attic earth, I, as in law I may, will keep thee and befriend. But in this land where Creon rules, I may not raise my hand to shelter thee. Move of thine own essay to seek my house. There thou shalt always stay, inviolate, never to be seized again. But come thyself from Corinth. I would fain, even in foreign eyes, be always just.
'Tis well. Give me an oath wherein to trust, and all that man could ask thou hast granted me.
Dost trust me not? Or what thing troubleth thee?
I trust thee. But so many far and near do hate me, all King Peleus' house, and here, Creon, once bound by oaths and sanctities, thou canst not yield me up for such as these to drag from Athens, but a spoken word, no more to bid thee, which no god hath heard. The embassies, methinks, would come and go. They are all friends to thee. Ah, me, I know thou wilt not list to me. So weak am I, and they fulfilled with gold and majesty.
Methinks 'tis a far foresight, this thine oath. Still, if thou so wilt have it, nothing loath am I to serve thee. Mine own hand is so the stronger if I have this plea to show thy persecutors and for thee withal. The bond more sure, on what god shall I call?
Swear by the earth thou treadest, by the sun, sire of my sires, and all the gods as one.
To do one thing or not do, make all plain.
Never thyself to cast me out again, nor let another whatsoe'er this plea. Take me, will thou yet livest and art free.
Never. So hear me, earth, and the great star of daylight, and all other gods that are.
'Tis well, and if thou falter from thy vow,
God's judgment on the godless break my brow.
go, go thy ways rejoicing, all is bright and clear before me. Go, and ere the night myself will follow. When the deed is done, I purpose, and the end I thirst for one.
Aegus and his train depart.
Farewell, and Maia's guiding son back led thee to thy hearth and fire. Aegis, and all the long desire that wasteth thee, and last be won. Our eyes have seen thee as thou art, a gentle and righteous heart.
God and God's justice, and ye blinding skies, at last the victory dawneth. Yeah, mine eye see, and my foot is on the mountain's brow. Mine enemies, oh, now atonement cometh. Here at my worst hour, a friend is found, a very port of power to save my shipwreck. Here will I make fast mine anchor and escape them to the last in Athens' walled hill. But ere the end, 'tis meet I show thee all my counsel, friend. Take it. No tale to make men laugh withal. Straightway to Jason I will send some thrall to entreat him to my presence. Comes he here, then with soft reasons will I feed his ear, how his will now is my will, how all things are well touching this marriage bed of kings, for which I am betrayed, all wise and rare and profitable. Yet will I make one prayer, that my two children be no more exiled, but stay. Oh, not that I would leave a child here upon angry shores, till those have laughed who hate me. 'Tis that I will slay by craft the king's daughter. With gifts they shall be sent, gifts to the bride to spare their banishment, fine robes, and a carcenet of gold, which raiments let her once but take and fold about her. A foul death that girl shall die, and all who touch her in her agony, such poison shall they drink. My robe and wreath, howbeit, of that no more. I gnash my teeth, thinking on what a path my feet must tread. Thereafter I shall lay those children dead, mine, whom no hand shall steal away from me, then leaving Jason childless. And the day as night above him, I will go my road to exile, flying from my blood of these my best beloved, and having wrought all horror, so but one thing reach me not. The laugh of them that hate us. Let it come, what profits life to me? I have no home, no country now, nor shield from any wrong. That was my evil hour, when down the long halls of my father, out I stole my will, chained by a Greek man's voice. Oh, who still, if God yet live, shall all requited be. For never child of mine shall Jason see hereafter living, never child beget from his new bride, who this day desolate, even as she made me desolate, shall die, shrieking amid my poisoned names. Have I among your folk one light, one weak of hand, an Eastern dreamer? Nay, but with the brand of strange suns burnt my hate. By God above, a perilous thing and passing sweet, my love. For these it is that makes my life glorious.
Since thou hast bared thy fell intent to us, I loving thee and helping in their need, man's laws adjure thee, dream not of his deed.
There is no other way, I pardon thee, thy littleness who art not wronged like me.
Thou canst not kill the fruit thy body bore.
Yes, the man I hate be pained the more.
Art thou made miserable, most miserable?
Oh, let it come. All words of good or ill are wasted now. Oh, woman! Get thee gone.
Nurse comes out.
Yeah, the nurse comes out. Oh, woman, get thee gone and lead Lord Jason hither. There is none like thee to work me these high services, but speak no word of what my purpose is, as thou art faithful thou, and bold to try all succors and a woman, even as I. The nurse departs.
The sons of Euripedes the Olden, whom high gods planted of yore, in an old land of heathen upholden, a proud land uptrodden of war. They are hungered, and lo their desire. With wisdom is fed as with meat. In their skies is a shining fire, a joy in the fall of that beat. And thither with manifold dowers, from the north, from the hills, from the morn, the muses did gather their powers, that a child of the nine should be born, and harmony sown as the flowers grew gold in the acres of corn. And Cephisus, the fair flowing river, the Cyprian dip in her hand, hath drawn of his dew, and the shiver of her touch is as joy in the land. For her breathing in fragrance is written, and in music her path as she goes. And the cloud of her hair, it is litten with stars of the wind woven rose. So fareth she ever and ever, and forth her bosom is blown. Her bosom is blown, as dews on the winds of the river, and hunger of passions unknown, strong loves of all godlike endeavor, whom wisdom shall throne on her throne. But Cephisus, the fair flowing, will he bear thee on his shore? Shall the land that succors all succor thee, who art fell among thy kind, with the tears of children blind? Dost thou see the red gash growing? Thine own burden dost thou see? Every side, every way, lo, we kneel to thee and pray. But thy knees, but thy soul, O woman wild, one at least thou canst not slay, not thy child. Hast thou that thou shalt bind it to thy breast and make thee dead, to thy children to wine own spirit's pain? When thy hand knows what it dares, when thine eyes look in theirs, shalt thou keep by tears unblinded, thou dividing of the slain? These be deeds not for thee, these be things that cannot be. Thy babes through thine hardihood be fell. I clang about thy knee. 'Twill be well.
Enter Jason.
I answer to thy call, though full of hate thou be. I yet will not so far abate my kindness for thee, nor refuse mine ear. Say, in what new desire thou hast called me here.
Jason, I pray thee for my words but now spoken. Forgive me my bad moods. Oh, thou at least wilt strive to bear with them. There be many old deeds of love twixt me and thee. Lo, I have reasoned with myself apart and chidden. Why must I be mad, O heart of mine, and raging against one whose word is wisdom, making me a thing abhorred to them that rule the land, and to mine own husband, who doth but that which being done will help us all to wed a queen and get young kings for brethren to my sons. And yet I rage alone and cannot quit my rage. What aileth me? When God sends harborage so simple, have I not my children, knowing I not we are but exiles, and must go beggared and friendless else? Thought upon thought so pressed me till I knew myself full fraught with bitterness of heart and blinded eyes. So now I give thee thanks and hold thee wise to have caught this anchor for our aid. The fool was I, who said, who should have been thy friend, thy tool, gone wooing with thee, stood at thy bedside serving, and welcomed duteously thy bride. But as we are, we are. I will not say mere evil. Woman, why must thou today turn strange and make thee live some evil thing childish to meet my childish passioning? See, I surrender and confess that then I had bad thoughts, but now we have turned again and found my wiser son. Oh, children, run quickly, come hither, out into the sun.
The children come from the house, followed by their attendant.
And greet your father. Welcome him with us and throw quite away as mother does your anger against one so does. Our peace is made. And all the old bad war shall cease forever. Go and take his hand.
As the children go to Jason, she suddenly bursts into tears. The children quickly return to her. She recovers herself, smiling amid tears.
Oh, me! I am full of hidden horrors. Oh, shall it be a long time more, my children, that ye live to reach to me those dear, dear arms? Forgive. I am so ready with my tears today, and full of dread. I sought to smooth away the long strife with your father. And lo, now I have all drowned with tears this little brow. He wipes the child's face.
For mine eyes to their stilleth are pale terror. Let the evil rest, O God, let it rest here.
Woman, indeed I praise thee now, nor say I'll of thine other hour. 'Tis nature's way. A woman needs must stir herself to wrath when work of marriage by so strange a path crosseth her lord. But thou thine heart doth wend the happier road thou hast seen ere quite the end. What choice must needs be stronger, which to do shows a wise-minded woman. And for you, children, your father never has forgot your needs. If God but help him, he hath wrought a strong deliverance for your weakness. Yeah, I think you with your brethren yet one day shall be the mightiest voices in this land. Do you grow tall and strong? Father's hand guideth all else, and whatso power divine hath always helped him, may it be mine to see you yet in manhood, stern of brow, strong armed, yet sigh high over those that hate me. How? Woman, thy face is turned, thy cheek is swept with pallor of strange tears, dost not accept gladly and of good will my beneficence?
'Tis nothing. Thinking of these little ones.
Take heart then, I will guard them from all ill.
I do take heart. Thy word I never will mistrust. Alas, a woman's bosom bears but woman's courage, a thing born for tears.
What ails thee? All too sore thou weepest there.
I was their mother. When I heard thy prayer of long life for them, there swept over me a horror, wondering how these things shall be. But for the matter of my needs, that thou should speak with me, part I have said and now will finish. Seeing it is the king's behest to cast me out from Corinth, and best, far best for me, I know it, not to stay longer to trouble thee, and those who sway the realm being held, sure, the realm being held to all their, yeah, their house bold. I spread my sails and meekly go to exile. Our children, could this land be still their home a while? Could thine own hand but guide their boyhood? Seek the king and pray his pity, he bid thy child stay. Oh my God.
He is hard to move, yet surely 'twere well done.
Bid her, and for thy sake, for a daughter's boon.
Well thought. Her I can fashion to my mind.
Surely, she is a woman like her kind, yet I will aid thee in thy labor. I will send her gifts, the fairest gifts that lie in the hands of men, things of the days of old, fine robings, and a carcanet of gold. By the boy's hands, go quick, some handmaiden, and fetch the raiment. The handmaiden goes into the house. Ah, her cup shall then be filled indeed. What more should woman crave, being wed with thee, the bravest of the brave? The girt with raiment which of old desire of all my house, the son gave steeped in fire to his own fiery race. The handmaiden has returned, bearing the gifts. Come, children, lift with heed these caskets. The master gives to her, being bride and princess and of right. Bless, I think she will not hold them might.
Fond woman, why wilt empty thus thine hand of treasure? Doth King Creon's castle stand in stint of raiment or in stint of gold? Keep these and make no gift, for if she hold Jason of any worth at all, I swear chattels like these will not weigh more with her.
Ah, chide me not. 'Tis written, gifts persuade the gods in heaven, and gold is stronger made than words innumerable to bend men's way. Fortune is hers. God maketh great her days, young and a crowned queen, and banishment for those two babes. I would not gold were spent, but life's blood ere that come. My children, go forth into those rich halls, and bowing low, beseech your father's bride, whom I obey. Ye be not of her mercy cast away, exiled, and give the caskets. Above all, mark this, to none but her, to hold with all, and keep. Go quick, and let your mothers know soon the good tiding she longs for. Go!
She goes quickly into the house. Jason and the children with their attendant depart.
Now I have no hope more for of the children's living. No hope more. they are gone forth unto death. The bride, she taketh the poison of their giving. She taketh the bout and gold of openeth, and the crown at the crown she lifteth about her brow, where the light brown curls are clustering. No hope, no hope now. Oh, sweet and cloudy gleam of garments and golden, the robe it hath clasped her breast and crowned her head. Then she decketh the bride as the bride of olden story that goeth kissed deed dead. For the ring hath closed, and the portion of death is there, and she filleth not, she purchaseth unaware. O bridegroom of this kiss so cold, art thou wed with princes? Art thou grit with gold? Who knowest not suing for thy child's undoing? And on her thou lovest for a doom untold? How art thou fallen from thy place of old? O mother, what hast thou to reap? When the harvest cometh between wake and sleep, for a heart unslacken, for a troth forsaken, for heart unslaken, for a troth forsaken. Lo, babes, call thee from a bloody deep, and thy love returns not. Get thee forth and weep.
Enter the attendant
with the
two children.
Medea
Comes out from the house.
Yes, these children from the banishment are spared. The royal bride hath mildly bent her hand to accept thy gift, and all is now at peace with children. Ha! What sadest thou, confounded, when good fortune draweth near?
Oh, God!
This child with the news I bear.
Oh, God, have mercy!
Is some word of wrath here hidden that I know not of? And hath my hope to give thee joy so cheaply?
Thou givest what thou givest, I blame not thee.
Thy brow and the o'ercast, thine eyes are filled.
For bitter need, old man, the gods have willed, and mine own evil mind, that this should come.
Take heart, thy sons one day will bring thee
home. I have others to send home. Woe's me.
Be patient. Many a mother before thee have parted from her children. We poor things of men must need endure what fortune brings.
I will endure. Go thou within and lay all ready that my sons may need today. The attendant goes into the house. Oh, children, mine, and have found a... Oh, shit. He tripped. A land and home where leaving me discrowned and desolate forever you will stay. Motherless children, and I go my way to other lands in exile ere you bring your fruits home, ere I see you prospering. For know your brides, or deck the bridal bed, all flowers, and lift your torches overhead. Oh, cursed be mine own hard heart. 'Twas all in vain then that I reared you up so tall and fair. In vain I bore you and was torn with those long pitiless pains when we were born. Ah, wondrous hopes my poor heart had in you. How you would tend me in mine age and do the shroud about me with your own dear hands when I lay cold, blessed in all the lands that knew us. The gentle thought is dead. You go and live on to eat the bread of long years. To myself most full of pain. And never your dear eyes, never again shall see your mother far away being thrown to other shapes of life. My babes, my own, why gaze ye so? What is it ye see? And laugh with that last laughter. Woe is me. What shall I do? Women, my strength is gone like a dream since once I looked upon those shining faces. I can do it not. Goodbye to all the thoughts that burn so bright. Aforetime, I will take and hide them far, far from men's eyes. Why should I seek a war so blind? By these babes' wounds to sting again their father's hearts and win myself a pain twice deeper. Never! I forgot henceforward all I labored for. And yet, What is it with me? Would I be a thing mocked at, and leave mine enemies to sting unsmitten? It must be. Oh, coward heart, even to harbor such soft words, depart out of my sight, ye twain. The children go inside, and they whose eyes shall hold it in sin to share my sacrifice, on their head be it. My hands shall swerve not now. Ah, thou wraith within me, do not, down, thou tortured thing, and spare my children. They will dwell with us, they are far off, and give thee peace. Too late. By all hell's living agonies of hate, they shall not take my little ones alive to make their mock with. Howsoe'er I strive, the thing is doomed. It shall not escape now from being. The crown is on the brow, and the robe girt, and in the robe that high queen dying. I know all. Yet, seeing that I must go on a long journey, and these twain a longer yet and darker, I would fain speak with them ere I go. A handmaid brings the children out again. Come, children, stand a little from me. There, reach out your hand, your right hand, so to mother, and goodbye. Oh, darling hand, oh, darling mouth and eye and royal mind and bright, brave faces clear, may you be blessed, but not here. What here was your father stole? Oh God, the glow of cheek on cheek and the tender touch. Oh, the sweet scent of childhood. Go. Am I blind? Mine eyes can see not when I look to find their places. I am broken by the wings of evil. Yeah, I know what bad things I go, but louder than all thought doth cry anger, which maketh man's worst misery.
She follows the children into the house.
My thoughts have roamed a cloudy land and heard a fairer music fall than woman's heart should stir withal. And yet some muse majestic call unknown hath hold a woman's hand, seeking for wisdom not in all. A feeble seed of scattered band thou yet shalt find in lonely places, not dead amongst us, nor our faces turned away from the muse's call. And thus my thought would speak that she who ne'er hath born a child unknown is near to felicity, unless she goeth and alone, with little understanding what a child's touch means of joy or woe, and many toils she beareth not, but then within whose garden fair that gentle plant hath flown, they go deep written all their days with care, to rear the children, to make fast their hold, to win them wealth, and then much darkness, if the seed at last bear fruit in good or evil men. And one thing at the end of all abideth, that which all men dread. The wealth is won, the limbs are bred to manhood, and the heart withal, honest and low, where fortune smiled. Some change, and what hath fallen? Hark! The death slow winging to the dark. And in his arms, what was thy child? What therefore doth it brings of gain to man, whose cup stood full before, that God should send this one thing more, of hunger and of dread, a door set wide to every wind of pain? Medea comes out alone from the house.
Friends, this long hour I wait on fortune's eyes and strain my senses in a hot surmise. What patheth on that hill? Ha! Even now there comes, 'tis one of Jason's men, I trow. His wild perturbed breath doth warrant me the tidings of this strange calamity.
Enter messenger. O dire and ghastly deed! Get thee away, Medea! Fly, nor let behind thee stay one chariot's wing, one keel that sweeps the seas.
And what hath chanced to cause such flight as these?
The maiden princess lieth, and her sire the king, both murdered by thy poisoned fire.
Oh, most happy tidings, which thy name prefers. Henceforth come, my friends and well-wishers.
What seest thou? Woman, is thy mind within clear and not raving? Thou art found in sin, most bloody, wrought against the king's high head, and laughest at the tale and hast no dread.
I have no words. I have words also that could answer well thy word. But take thine ease, good friend, and tell, how died they? Hath it been very foul, death, prithee, and were comfort to my soul?
When thy two children hand in hand entwined came with their father and passed on to find the new-made bridal rooms, oh, we were glad. We thralls, whoever loved thee well and had grief in thy grief, and straight there passed a word from ear to ear that thou and thy false lord had poured peace offering upon wrath forgone. A right glad welcome gave we then, and one kissed the small hand, and one the shining hair. Myself, for very joy, I followed where the woman's rooms are. There our mistress, she whom now we name so, thinking not to see thy little pair, with glad and eager brow, sat waiting, Jason. Then she saw and slow shrouded her eyes, and backward turned again, sick that children should come nearer. Then thy husband quick went forward to entreat the young maid's fitful wrath. Thou wilt not meet love's coming with unkindness, nay, refrain thy suddenness, and turn thy face again, holding as friends all that to me are dear, thine husband, and accept these robes they bear as gifts, and beg thy father to unmake his doom of exile upon them, for my sake. When once she saw the raiment, she could still her joy no more, but gave him all his will. And almost ere the father and the two children were gone from out of the room, she drew the flowered garments forth and sat her down to her arraying, bound the golden crown through her long curls, and in a mirror fair arranged their separate clusters, smiling there at the dead self that faced her. Then aside she pushed her seat and paced those chambers wide alone, her white foot poised delicately, so passing joyful in those gifts was she. And many a time would pause, straight-limbed, and wheel her head to watch the long fold to her heels sweeping, and then came something strange. Her cheek seemed pale, and back with crooked steps and weak groping arms she walked, scarcely found her old seat, that she fell not to the ground. Among the handmaids was a woman old and gray, who deemed, I think, that Pan had hold upon her, or some spirit, and raised the keen awakened shroud, till through her lips was seen a white foam crawling, and her eyeballs back twisted, and all her face dead pale for lack of life. And while that old dame called, the cry turned strangely to its opposite, to die sobbing. Oh, swiftly then one woman flew to seek her father's rooms, one for the new bridegroom to tell the tale. And all the place was loud with hurrying feet, so long a space as a swift walker on a measured way would pace a furlong's course, and there she lay, speechless, with veiled lids. Then wide her eyes she oped, and wildly, as she strove to rise, shrieked, for two diverse waves upon her rolled of stabbing death. The carcanet of gold that gripped her brow was molten in a dire and wondrous river of devouring fire. And those fine robes, the gift thy children gave, God's mercy! Everywhere did lap and lave the delicate flesh, till up she sprang and fled, a fiery pillar, shaking locks and head this way and that, seeking to cast the crown somewhere away, but like a thing nailed down, the burning gold held fast the anadem, and through her locks, the more she scattered them, came fire the fiercer, till to the earth she fell, a thing, save to her sire, scarce nameable, and strove no more. That cheek of royal mien, where was it? Oh, the place where eyes have been. Only from the crown and temples came faint blood shot through fire. The very flesh, it stood out from the bones, as from a wounded pine the gum starts, where those gnawing poisons find bit in the dark. A ghastly sight. And touch the dead we durst not. We had seen too much, but that poor father, knowing not, had sped swift to his daughter's room, and there the dead lay at his feet. He knelt and groaning low, folded her in his arms and kissed her. Oh, unhappy child, what thing unnatural has so hideous undone thee? Or what wrath of gods to make this old gray sepulchre childless of thee? Would God but lay me there to die with thee, my daughter? So he cried. But after, when he stayed from tears and tried to uplift his old bent frame, lo, in the folds of those fine robes it held, as ivy holds strangling among your laurel boughs. Oh, then a ghastly struggle came again, up on his knee he writhed, but that dead breast clung still to his, till, wild like one possessed, he dragged himself half free, and lo, the live flesh parted, and he laid him down to strive no more with death, but perish, for the deep had risen above his soul, and there they sleep at last, the old proud father and the bride, even as his tears had craved it side by side. For thee, oh, no word more. Thyself will know how best to baffle vengeance. Long ago I looked upon man's days and found a gray shadow. And this thing more I surely say, that those of all men who are counted wise, strong wits, devisers of great policies, do pay the bitterest toll. Since life began, hath there in God's eye stood one happy man? Fair days roll on, and bear more gifts of lesser fortune, but to no man's happiness.
Exit messenger. Wrath upon wrath, meseems, this day shall fall from God on Jason. He hath earned it all. O miserable maiden, all my heart is torn for thee, so sudden to depart from the thy king's chambers and thy light above to darkness, all for sake of Jason's love.
Women. My mind is clear. I go to slay my children with all speed, and then away from hence. Not wait yet longer till they stand beneath another and an angrier hand to die. Yeah. Howsoe'er I shield them, die they must. And seeing that they must, 'tis I shall slay them. I, their mother, touched of none beside. Oh, up and get thine armor on, my heart. Why longer tarry we to win our crown of dire inevitable sin? Take up thy word, O poor right hand of mine, thy sword. Then onward to the thin drawn line where life turns agony. Let there be naught of softness. Now, and keep thee from that thought, born of thy flesh, thine own beloved. Now, for one brief day, forget thy children. Thou shalt weep hereafter, thou though slay them, yet sweet were they. I am sore unfortunate.
He goes into the house.
O earth, our mother, and thou, O seer, are we crown of sunlight manward now? Look down, oh look down, look upon the accursed, or yet the blood of she twain, red hands blood, that is thine. O son, save her first. She is thy daughter still, of thine old golden line. Save her, or shall man spill the life divine? Give peace, O fire that dayst not, send thy spell to stay her yet, to lift her afar, a torture change, spirit of a voice of hell, wrought of old wrongs and war. Alas, for the mother's pain wasted, alas, the dear life that was born in vain. Woman, that makest thou hear, thou from beyond the gate, where dim Symplegades clash in the dark blue seas, the shore that death doth wait? What hast thou taken on thee to make us desolate? The anger of misery and guilt of hate? For fierce are the smitherings back of blood once shed, where love hath been, God's wrath upon them that kill, and an anguished earth and a wonder of the dead, haunted as music still. Hark! Did ye hear? Heard ye the children's cry? Oh, a miserable woman! Oh, abhorred!
What shall I do? What is it? Keep me fast from mother. I know nothing, brother. Oh, I think she means to kill us.
Let me go, I will, help, and save them at the last.
Yes, in God's name, help quickly ere we die. She has almost caught us now. She has a sword.
Many of the women are now beating at the barred door to get in. Others are standing apart. Thou stone, thou thing of iron, wilt wearily spill with thine hand that life, the vintage stored of thine own agony? A mother slew her babies in days of yore. Only one from dawn to eventide, in O God maddened, whom the Queen of Heaven set frenzied flying in the dark, and she cast her for sorrow to the wide salt sea, forth those rooms of murder unforgiven, wild-footed from a white crag of the shore, unclasping still her children twain. She died. O love of women, charged with sorrow sure, what hast thou wrought upon us? What beside resteth to tremble for? Enter hurriedly Jason and attendants.
Ye women by this doorway clustering speak. Is the doer of the ghastly thing yet here or fled? What hopeth she of flight? Shall the deep yawn to shield her? Shall the light send wings and hide her in the vaulted sky to work red murder on her lords and fly unrecompensed? But let her go, my care is but to save my children, not for her. Let them she wronged requite her as they may. I care not, 'tis my sons I must some way save, ere the kinsmen of the dead can win from them the payment of their mother's sin.
Unhappy man, indeed, thou knowest not what dark place art come to, else God wot, Jason, no word like these could fall from thee.
What is it? Ha! The woman would kill me?
Thy sons are dead, slain by their mother's hand.
How? Not the children. I scarce understand. O God, thou hast broken me.
Think of those twain as things once fair, that ne'er shall bloom again.
Where did she murder them? In that old room?
Open, and thou shalt see thy children's doom.
Ho! Thralls, unloose me yonder bars, make more of speed. Wrench out the jointing of the door, and show my two-edged curse, the children dead, the woman. Oh, the sword upon her head.
While the attendants are still battering at the door, Medea appears on the roof, standing on a chariot of winged dragons, in which are the children's bodies.
What make ye at my gates? Why batter ye with brazen bars, seeking the dead and me who slew them? Peace! And thou, if aught of mine thou needest speak, thou never touch of thine shall scathe me more. Out of this firmament, my father's, girl's name, thy son hath sent this, that shall save me from mine enemy's rage.
Thou living hate, thou wife in every age abhorred, blood-red mother who didst kill my sons and make me as dead as the dead, and still canst take the sunshine to thine eyes and smell the green earth reeking from thine deed of hell. I curse thee. Now, oh, how mine eyes can see that then were blinded when from savagery of in chambers from a cruel land to Greece, and how I gathered in my hand thee, thou incarnate curse, one that betrayed her home, her father, her, oh God, hath laid thy sins on me. I knew there lay a brother murdered on thy hearth that day when my first footstep fell on Argo's hull. Argo, my own, my swift and beautiful, that was her first beginning. Then a wife I made her in my house. She bore to life children, and now for love, for chambering and men's arms, she hath murdered them. A thing not one of all the maids of Greece, not one had dreamed of, whom I spurned, and for my own chose thee, a bride to, oh God, a bride of hate to me and death. Tigress, not woman, beast of wilder breath than Scylla, shrieking over the Tuscan sea. Enough! No scorn of mine can reach to thee. Such iron is over thine eyes. Out from my road, thou crime begetter, blind with children's blood. And let me weep alone the bitter tide that sweepeth Jason's days. No gentle bride to speak with more, no children to look upon, whom once I reared. All forever gone.
An easy answer had I to this swell of speech, but Zeus our father knoweth well, all I for thee have wrought, and thou for me, so let it rest, this thing hath not to be, that thou shouldest live a merry life, my bed forgotten and my heart uncomforted. Thou nor thy princess, nor the king that planned thy marriage, drive Medea from this land, and suffer not. Call me what thing thou please, Tigris or Scylla from the Tuscan seas, my claws have gripped thine heart, and all things shine.
Thou too hast grief, thy pain is fierce as mine.
I love the pain. So thou shalt laugh no more.
Oh, what a womb of sin my children bore.
Sons, did ye perish for your father's shame?
Oh God, I lost the page. Hold on. How? It was not my hand that murdered them.
False. That 'twas thy false wooing. 'Twas thy trampling pride.
Thou hast said it. For thy lust of love they died.
And love to woman a slight thing should be?
To woman pure, all thy vile life to thee.
Think of thy torment. Thy are dead. They are dead!
No. Quick, great God, quick curses round thy head.
The gods know who began this work of woe.
Thy heart and all its loveliness they know.
Loath on. But, oh, thy voice, it hurts me sore.
Aye, and I, me, wouldn't hear me then no more?
How? Show me but the way. 'Tis this I crave.
Give me the dead to weep and make their grave.
Never! Myself will lay them in a still green sepulchre, where Hera by the hill hath precinct holy, that no angry men may break their graves and cast them forth again to evil. So I lay on all this shore of Corinth a high feast for evermore and right, to purge them yearly of disdain of this poor blood. And I to Pallas' plain I go, to dwell besides Pandion's son, Aegus. For thee, behold, death draweth on, evil and lonely, like thine heart. The hands of thine old Argo, rotting where she stands, shall smite thine head to twain, and bitter be to the last end thy memories of me.
He rises on the chariot and it's slowly borne away.
May they that hear the weeping child bless thee, and they that walk in blood.
Thy broketh vows, thy friends beguiled have shut for these years of God.
Go, thou art wet with children's tears.
Go thou, and lay thy bride to sleep.
Childless I go to weep and weep.
Not yet. Age cometh in long years.
My sons, mine own,
Not thine, but mine.
who slew them.
Yes, to torture thee.
Once let me kiss their lips, once twine my arms and touch. Oh, woe is me.
Wouldst thou love them and entreat, but now they were as nothing.
Oh, at the last, oh God, to touch that tender brow.
Thy words upon the wind are cast.
Thou, Zeus, will hear me. Wilt hear me. All is said for naught. I am but spurned away and trampled by this tigress, red with children's blood. Yet come what may, so far as thou hast granted, yeah. So far as yet my strength may stand, I weep upon these dead and say their last farewell and raise my hand to all the demons of the air and witness how she who slew them will not suffer me to gather up my babes, nor bear to earth their bodies, whom, O stone of woman, would I never had known, nor gotten to be slain by thee.
He casts himself upon the earth.
Great treasure holes hath Zeus in heaven, from whence to man strange dooms be given. Past hope of fear, and the end men looked for cometh not. And a path is there where no man thought, so hath is fallen here.
Thank God. Okay, that's it.
That's the show.
Wow.
Thanks for watching. If you did, I'm so sorry that you had to be here for this. In case you didn't follow, basically what had happened was Jason was like, I want to get the fleece, and Medea was like, okay, I'll help you. So she kills her brother and leaves her land to go with Jason to Corinth.
But let it
And
be
then
known,
when they get there,
quickly let it be known that Medea is a woman of color in a city filled with white people. So that is another reason why she is othered and feels outcast in this city. Let that be known.
facts. And then when they get there, Jason is like, I'm gonna maybe get with the princess because that will bring us power.
And
he's
money.
like, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it for you, babe. And Medea's like, no, you're not. And so the king comes to Medea and is like, yo, get out of here. I think you're gonna kill me. And she's like, I'm not gonna kill you. And he's like, you're gonna kill me. Please leave. And she's like, just give me a day. And he's like, all right, I'll give you a day, but then you gotta go. And she's like, oh, I'm totally gonna kill him. And then Aegus, the guy who's got a lot of cholesterol, comes and he's like, oh, come live with me in Athens, and like you'll be like my babe, and it'll be totally cool. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he leaves, and she's like, I'm not doing that. But she does have her children take a poisoned crown and robe and shit to the princess as a gift. She puts it on. She fucking dies. The
She
king comes to her.
Specifically, she bursts into flames.
Yeah.
It is poison that causes her to burst into flames, and then the king. That's me pointing to you.
Oh, the king then fucking is like, "Oh, my daughter, what is happening?" And then he bursts into flames and
Because he
fucking dies.
grabs her.
Right. It's tragic. It's tragedy. And then Medea kills her children and leaves.
The
on a
reason she
dragon
kills her children.
chariot.
The reason she kills her children is because she feels like she wants to take every joy she has away from Jason. And that last thing is her kids. Her hatred for Jason outweighs her love for her kids.
Okay, I'm literally ending this right now. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a good night.